The final few walks before you force that normal route can shape the next year of your dog's confidence. In that short window, most owners accidentally turn an ordinary sidewalk into a long-term fear map. You reach the usual corner, and you feel the leash go heavy. You watch your dog plant their feet, scan the street, then pull you toward home. You think you are being consistent, but your dog does not understand training in that moment. Your dog is running a threat assessment. The golden rule of walks is this: before you ask your dog to enter that corner, your dog must feel safe enough to choose it. The dog doesn't need you to prove a point. The dog needs you to reduce risk. You can hack this system by refusing to drag your dog into a place they have labeled unsafe, because that label strengthens with every forced exposure. Veterinary behaviorists broadly agree that fear learning can be fast, and avoidance can reinforce itself, especially after one startling event. By the time you reach for the leash tomorrow, your dog may already be anticipating that corner and elevating stress hormones. To fix this today, you choose an alternate route, you add distance from the trigger zone, and you watch early stress signals like freezing, lip licking, head turns, and sudden frantic sniffing. Once you stop forcing the route, you can start hunting the hidden trigger. You walk through what you call a quiet street, but your dog walks through an acoustic and vibration landscape. Before you cross that corner, your dog must decide whether the ground and air feel stable. Hidden trigger number 1 is high-pitched noise you barely register. You pass a flickering streetlight, you hear nothing, and you keep moving. Your dog may hear a thin whine from faulty electronics, a security system, bus brakes, or a cutting tool blocks away. You think you are just walking, but your dog does not understand why the sky suddenly sounds sharp. Hidden trigger number 2 is low-frequency vibration traveling through pavement. You feel normal. Your dog may feel an idling diesel, a garbage truck, or underground utility work like a slow drum under their feet. Research on canine hearing shows dogs detect higher frequencies than you, and many dogs react strongly to sound intensity and sudden changes. Practical reality is simpler. You think the street is quiet, but your dog is standing inside a speaker cabinet. To fix fear fast, you create distance first, then you test at a safe range. You walk parallel to the route instead of into it, and you note whether refusal clusters near the same sound source. You run a 2-walk experiment. You go at a quieter time, then you try the other side of the street, and you track body language. If sound is not the culprit, the next layer is what your dog sees and predicts. You can remove every loud noise and still get a hard stop, because your dog also navigates by sight and prediction. Before you step into that block, your dog must decide whether the scene matches their safety map. Hidden trigger number 3 is a visual anomaly that looks harmless to you. You see a new inflatable decoration, a tarp that breathes in the wind, a reflective window that flashes sunlight, a statue, or a bike that appeared overnight. You think you are walking the same route, but your dog does not see same. Your dog sees new object in the danger zone. Hidden trigger number 4 is pattern memory after one bad moment. Your dog links an entire stretch of sidewalk to a single event, like a dog rushing them, a skateboard clipping by, or a sudden bang. Behavior researchers describe fear generalization and contextual learning in plain terms. One scary moment can stain the whole context. By the time you reach the first driveway, your dog may already be bracing for what happened near the third. To fix this, you break the prediction loop. You approach from a different angle, you shorten exposure, and you pair the area with calm reinforcement at a distance where your dog can still take food. This is the technique that changes everything. You use look and return. You let your dog glance, then you retreat before tension spikes, so your dog learns that looking does not trap them. Once you account for what your dog sees and remembers, you must check what they smell and what their body feels. You can solve the obvious triggers and still get refusal, because your dog also reads the world through scent and body sensation. Before you insist on that route, your dog must feel physically capable and chemically safe. Hidden trigger number 5 is a scent alarm. You see nothing, but your dog's nose drops, then the body stiffens, then the feet lock. You may be walking through fresh predator scent, urine from an intact dog, harsh cleaners, or pest control treatments. Dogs process scent as high-priority information, and they can form strong aversions to specific odor contexts. Hidden trigger number 6 is a surface change. You step over a metal grate like it is a painted line. You think you are being dramatic about a little grate, but your dog experiences unstable footing, vibration, heat, ice, slick leaves, sharp gravel, or a bridge that trembles. Hidden trigger number 7 is pain that only shows up on that route. You hit a hill and arthritis speaks up. You hit rough pavement and paw pads complain. You hit a scary corner and pulling makes a harness rub. Veterinarians often treat sudden avoidance as a possible pain signal, especially when you also see limping, paw licking, reluctance to jump, or a new stiffness. To fix this fast, you protect paws with booties or a route change. You choose softer surfaces, you slow the pace, and you switch to a well-fitted harness. You run a quick diagnostic by asking whether refusal happens more on hot days, after long play, or on steep sections. If the environment and body check out, the last two triggers are social pressure and your own leash mechanics. You can do everything right with sound, sight, scent, and surfaces, and still get refusal, because your dog also tracks social risk and your tension. Hidden trigger number 8 is a social threat zone. You squeeze past strangers on a tight sidewalk, you pass a fence with an off-leash dog, you meet kids on scooters, or you approach a doorway where someone startled your dog once. Your dog does not assume friendly. Your dog assumes unknown until proven safe. Hidden trigger number 9 is leash pressure as a predictor. You tighten up at the scary corner, and your dog learns that tension is the warning bell. Behavior science on association is blunt here. Pressure paired with fear can raise arousal and lock in avoidance. This is the concept that changes everything. Your job is to make the route feel optional, not inevitable. You reset fast by choosing an alternate path for a few days, rebuilding with distance by walking parallel and rewarding calm observation, adding choice points so your dog can approach or retreat, keeping the leash loose with your body angled sideways, and closing distance only when your dog stays loose and can take treats. By the time you just try it again, you may have taught your dog that you ignore warnings, so you teach the opposite. You replay the checklist: sound, vibration, visual surprises, pattern memory, scent alarms, surface changes, pain, social threat zones, and leash pressure.